From the CAL FIRE Information Center, I'm Scott McLean with the Fire Situation Report for Monday, October 23rd, 2017. If you have any questions, please ask during the course of this presentation this afternoon. After a whirlwind couple of weeks of fire activity, today over 5,000 firefighters remain on the front lines of 11 active wildfires. Keep in mind that the height of these fires, we had over 11,000 firefighters participating in all these various fires throughout the state of California. Many of these fires are expected to be fully contained within the next few days. And I'll have more on those fires in a moment. But first, let's take a quick look at our wildfire stats so far this year, which have seen a drastic increase due to all the October fire activity. Last week alone, 178 new wildfires. The week before that, over 200. Look at the stats as far as the amount of fires in 2017 to 2016. 6,267 2017, much less in 2016, bringing a total this year of 497,000 plus acres. To put it a little bit more in perspective, January 1st through October 8th of this year, we saw almost 234,000 acres burned. But from October 8th to yesterday, we're looking at over 263,000 acres burned. Let's zoom in first to Sonoma and Napa counties for an update on the central LNU complex fires. Those consist of the Nuns, the Tubbs, and the Pocket fires. Currently, the Nuns fire is 56,556 acres and is 90% contained. The Tubbs fire is 37,807 acres and 94% contained. And then the Pocket up north of this complex is now at 17,357 acres with a containment of 89%. Full containment on the central LNU complex is expected to take place on Friday. And also in Napa and Solano counties, firefighters continue to battle the Atlas fire to the north and east of Napa. The Atlas fire is now at 51,624 acres, 95% contained. Next, on an update on the Mendocino Lake Complex in Mendocino and Lake counties, the Redwood Valley Fire, those were two fires that grew together in the first few days, north of Ukiah, is now at 36,523 acres and 98% contained. The Sulphur Fire near Clear Lake Oaks along Highway 20 is at 2,207 acres and 98% contained. In the middle of all this, we had another fire down in Santa Cruz County. Firefighters are still battling the Bear Fire in Boulder Creek. The topography and the fuel was very much a challenge for these firefighters. That fire currently is at 391 acres and is currently at 79% contained. Down in San Diego County, firefighters are battling the Church Fire on the Campo Indian Reservation. As of this morning, the Church Fire is at 100 acres, but it is also at 90% contained. Good news. A new fire broke out this morning down in Riverside County. The Extension Fire sparked around 10:30 this morning in Gilman Springs. That fire is actually currently 50 acres. We just got that information just now. CAL FIRE is also assisting other agencies with a couple fires in Southern California, the Wilson and the Buffalo fires. You can find links to get the latest information on those fires by visiting our website at fire.ca.gov. While most of the largest of the current fire activity still remains up in Northern California, firefighters are staying ready for potential high fire activity in Southern California this week due to the red flag warnings that exist. We're seeing the Santa Ana winds, extreme high temperatures, as well as low humidity. You can see on this graphic, the winds could reach up to 40 to 50 miles per hour in some areas over the next few days, and this is down in Southern California. Keep in mind the Tubbs fire was pushed by over 60 mile per hour winds, started in Calistoga and went all the way into the Santa Rosa community. We're also expected to see an overall rise in temperatures over the next couple of days. Again, like I said, Southern California over 100 degrees. You can see here in Los Angeles, it's expected to go up by 10 degrees, while way up north in Redding, we're going to see a 13-degree increase as well, up into the 90s in the Redding area and Sacramento as well. All of this means that even though November is right around the corner, fire danger still and will continue to remain high. That's why it's so important for all Californians to remain ready to go. Remain ready to go in the event of a wildfire. Would you know what to do if a fire started near your home in the middle of the night and you only had minutes to get ready? That was the situation for thousands of residents faced during the October fires. Those fires, the one that a Tubbs fire, for an example, it burned through from Calistoga over to Santa Rosa. Those subdivisions that were so devastated, that fire hit those areas between 1 and 3 in the morning when those folks were sound asleep. Every second could count in an emergency, so having a plan ahead of time is so vital. Have a plan of how you and your family will evacuate, and have a backup plan in case your original route is blocked. Have an emergency supply kit that's easily accessible and ready to grab and go at a moment's notice. And make a plan to evacuate your animals as well if you have the time. You can learn more about all this that we discussed on getting ready to go on our website at readyforwildfire.org. I'm going to go a little off script this afternoon. I was on the Central LNU complex. Saw a lot of work, hard work that the firefighters did, the law enforcement did, and even neighbor to neighbor. Firefighters were on there for 2 to 3 days at a stretch at the very beginning, trying to mitigate, trying to get ahead, trying to take care of the flanks of the Tubbs fire, for an example. What you're seeing here is the devastation in Coffey Park, a subdivision within the city limits of Santa Rosa. This is on the west side of Highway 101. Highway 101 wasn't even a speed bump for this fire because of the wind driven. That fire was just like a blowtorch laying on its side and going through whatever it came across. You can see the devastation. This went on for blocks and blocks and blocks. What struck me, and will always remain with me, is the amount of vehicles still on the street, still in their driveways. Folks just didn't have that notice because that fire came through so fast and destroyed so much. You notice there's nothing left of these homes or structures. As we go on, and as we continue to suggest to go to our website for readyforwildfire.org, you need to be prepared. You need to be able to escape very quickly in a lot of instances. Keep in mind what you just saw of Coffey Park, again, is within the city limits of Santa Rosa, not up on a mountaintop. The fire hit another subdivision before this one and did the same thing. So again, I do ask you, be prepared. If you need some further information, at readyforwildfire.org is the answer. That's the latest on the fire situation in California. I'm Scott McLean. Stay safe.